This podcast is a member of the Place to Be Nation family. Visit us at placetobenation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world.
Songs with. Songs with. Songs with. Songs with. Songs with.
Place to Be Nation, this is Songs with Friends, episode 10. My name is Steve Williams, and my partner on this musical journey is Kelly. Kelly, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing a little better now. We've had a little bit of technical difficulties I had to fight through, partially because I am a bit of an idiot, but here we are. All right, guys.
You said it. No, I'm just kidding.
For those of you that may be new to Songs with Friends, here's what we do. Each week, Kelly and I will each pick a song to dissect. We review the lyrics, and whatever happens, happens. Sometimes we might figure out a deeper meaning. Sometimes we wildly speculate and make accusations. Sometimes we learn things about each other. First up this week, the song we will be discussing is from the 2014 album, 1989. This is Wildest Dreams from Taylor Swift. Kelly, please tell me and our listeners why the hell we're spending our late 30s discussing a Taylor Swift song in the year of our Lord 2018.
What a question. I'm going to blame this on a lot of things. I'm going to blame this mostly on having a daughter. So, my 11-year-old. She is a fan. I feel like the last year she's kind of fallen out of Taylor Swift a little bit, but she likes her. And, I know she gets a lot of hate, and I don't understand it, to be quite honest with you. I think people are just a little bit haters in life. And, I don't think she's the best singer, but I think she has talent. You know what I mean? And she writes her own music and she plays instruments. And I took my daughter to see her last month or in July, I guess. And it was amazing. It was awesome. I'm not even going to lie. So we had a great time and she smiled the whole damn time. And it was pretty cool. So she puts on quite the show. So I'm here to say, I don't even want to tell you how much the tickets were because it's pretty crazy. But I mean, my daughter, that was her first concert. So I feel like, that she'll be telling people about that the rest of her life. So it was a pretty cool show. And she put on a whole, she just sang tons of songs, tons of them. So anyways, here we are. And she specifically has been pick one of my, 6 favorite Taylor Swift songs. So that's what I had to pick from. And this was the one of the 6 that I was like, I like this song. So here we are.
Some might say that haters are going to hate.
No, I really do not understand it. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of opinions about this, but I feel like she's just an easy target and people unnecessarily do not like her. And I don't understand it. So
you're going to shake it off is what you're telling me.
You're all on it. You're all on the songs. Well, people always say this. Oh, she writes songs about boys and breakup. I'm like, almost every one of my fucking favorite songs are probably about heartache. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't get why that's a bad thing. So yes, I'm here to Taylor Swift defend.
Wow. She is.
I know.
Yeah, I almost made a reference there that would have been misconstrued and turned backwards upon me terribly. So We're just going to move on. And Kelly, I will let you lead our discussion on Taylor Swift Wildest Dreams.
All right. You ready?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be.
Okay, so did you watch the video?
Yes, I watched the video last night and saw old-timey fighter jets like the Rocketeer, and a fucking lion was there.
Yes.
And there was a desert. And yeah, it was something.
It was something. It was something. I was just curious if you saw is that the first time you'd seen it?
Yes, it is. As you can imagine, I'm not the kind of guy who stumbles upon Taylor Swift music videos very often.
But you did say last week your daughter had a little bit of a time period where she liked Taylor Swift, so I didn't know how far she took you down that rabbit hole.
Yes, followed immediately by a period of hating Taylor Swift because she dated the fella from One Direction.
That's fair. That's fair. I think that's where a lot of her hate comes from is, she dates these men that everyone's in love with. So,
as my 8-year-old daughter once famously said, What was it? There was Taylor Swift that came out with a perfume. And my daughter, without skipping a beat, said, I bet that perfume smells like 100 farts.
Oh my God. Wow.
So yeah, she's going to do just fine in high school.
Yeah, she'll be fine. Well, my daughter did buy me Britney Spears perfume last Christmas. So it's just...
Shit.
Anyways, that's a whole nother. Don't even ask. So, it actually smells good, honestly, which is kind of shocking. Anyway, so let's get started. So right off the bat, it starts with, he said, let's get out of this town, drive out of the city, away from the crowds. I thought, heaven can help me now. Nothing lasts forever. So, obviously this guy's trying to take her away to be alone, do whatever people do when they're alone. And to me, like when I'm reading that, it's like she already knows this isn't even going to last. Like, I'm going, but nothing lasts forever. Going to make the best of this. So what's your thoughts?
This reads like testimony on trial is how this reads to me. He said, let's get out of this town, drive out of this city, away from the crowds. I thought heaven can't help me now, and neither can the authorities. Like, I know that's not her intent here, but me being a father of a young daughter, as well as a fan of Dateline, and
my gosh, I forgot about that.
And a nurse that works within the criminal justice system. Yeah, this sounds like a victim situation is a brewing.
See, I had not even considered that.
Nothing lasts forever, but this is going to take me down. Yes, it is. Right to the scene of the crime.
Something bad's going to happen. Oh, my gosh.
It's not starting promising for Miss Swift here.
It's not starting promising. It is not, because that's what she says. But this is going to take me down. He's so tall and handsome as hell. He's so bad, but he does it so well. So this is the women, with the tall men, tall and handsome.
She may be singing about that hot felon guy from a couple years ago.
Oh, my God. Maybe. Oh, gosh, I forgot about that guy. Because there is something about... this is going to sound weird maybe. My younger brother is very tall. He's very handsome. And if I go places with him, I feel like I can just feel people like it's just awkward. We had to fly like a year ago. We had done some flights together. My grandpa had passed away, and it was like people just like gravitate towards him, and they look at him and they talk to him. And I swear it's simply, he's tall, and you see him, and you're just like, oh, this guy. And I think he just kind of almost gets away with shit because of it. It's very bizarre to be tall and the privilege that comes with that. So. Anyways, and I think a lot of women are drawn to that, but also, the bad boy thing, I guess. That's really not for me, but I think a lot of women are into that.
Yeah, I'm 5'10". I got to get by on my sense of humor and my beautiful eyes.
5'10" is not short.
No, but I am not commanding a room when I enter it either. So all these concepts are very foreign to me.
Yes. No, I totally understand that. But anyways, and then, she goes on to say, did you have anything to add on that?
No.
Just that you're not tall enough.
I've learned that your brother is a tall, handsome, charismatic fella.
Well,
and I respect that.
Hey, you know what? And this is just like from when I was in like 8th grade and he's a year behind me, where girls were always trying to like be my friend because they wanted to like get to know my brother. It's just, it's like, what the hell? So, all through high school, that was just a thing. And he was younger than me. So it's just very weird, but that's just but he is married. He is off the market. He's not available. But anyway.
Yeah. So. Do not send emails about Kelly's brother to ptbnsongsofriends@gmail.com.
No, and he's not into social media, so I feel like I need to send you a picture of him to post with.
They will go in the same trash bin as the foreign men who inquire about Kelly.
Oh, stop. Oh, social media, I tell you. Okay. So, and then she says, I can see the end before it begins. My one condition is, say you'll remember me standing in a nice dress, staring at the sunset, babe, red lips and rosy cheeks. Say you'll see me again, even if it's in your wildest dreams. So, that's kind of a lot. But I think I can relate to this about, I haven't been in a lot of relationships in my life that, I had a very long-term relationship. I feel like anyone that I was with, I do want them to see me in like a positive way when they, look back at their time with me. Like I really would be upset if I was with somebody for a long time and they just walked around and were like, she's a fucking bitch, or, you know what I mean? Like I want them to think fondly of the time they have with me. And so I think that's kind of what I'm reading here, but what do you think?
Yeah, I'm thinking along the same vein. So far, and I will admit to not doing a good, thorough, deep investigation of these lyrics, but so far it is leaning towards he recognizes this is a short-term situation, whether it's one day, one night, 1 month, I'm not sure, but she does want the lasting memories of this to be positive. Say you'll remember me standing here looking my best, and at the very least, tell me there's going to be a second time, even if it's just in your dreams.
Yeah, just lie to me. It's fine. Like I almost feel like if you watch the video, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes people know they're going to get hurt or they know it's a bad situation or whatever's going to happen, but they're just like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? So they're just like, jump in. They know it's not going to be anything in the end, but at the time it's just a want that they have and they're just, going to go for it. So, okay. Then we have, it says, this is kind of where you're like, okay, things are going bad. So I said, no one has to know what we do. His hands are in my hair, his clothes are in my room, and his voice is a familiar sound. Nothing lasts forever, but this is getting good now. So I think it's that same kind of vein. I mean, first off, now it's like they don't even want people to know. So now it's getting, back to the affair theme, I guess, that we have sometimes going on our show.
So Taylor Swift is, in fact, a Dido fan, we're learning.
If you watch the video, that's what's happening. I mean, she's on set with this guy and he's, I guess, married, right? Or he's with someone else at the end. So I'm not really sure what's going on. I mean,
he had a lot of jobs. He was busy flying planes and taming lions.
Yeah, he did have a lot of things going on in that video. I actually didn't watch it because I admit it. I have seen it a bunch of times already. I probably shouldn't even admit that. So.
It seemed to be more like 1930s era movie work.
Yeah, like it was like a film almost. I mean, I don't know. Videos are like sometimes can be. I mean, I think even it comes up like directed by or something at the beginning, right? And then it kind of shows it like, I think 1930s. It was kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, I was kind of distracted because I posted that I was watching this video on Twitter, and then immediately my good close personal friend Shahid started just going in on me. And my notifications were a bit messy for those 4 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, so you're blaming him because you couldn't do your homework. I see how this is going.
Hashtag blame Shahid. That's correct.
We're bringing that. We're replacing the blame Steve. That's what's going on. So, but I mean, I think that's the thing. Again, she's just like, this is just going to happen right now. Dare I say, I don't know, just a one night stand, but maybe hoping it would be more. I mean, I don't know that a lot of like long-term relationships maybe start off with like a one night stand type situation, but I'm sure they're out there. So I don't want to be judgy.
That is what this sounds like. This is someone shooting their shot, so to speak. She's interested in this guy, and this is a gateway, hopefully, to a relationship. But if not, you know what? I'm here. It's good. I'm going to live in the moment.
Yeah, which is actually kind of cool.
Yeah, I hope I don't get hurt in the end, but, shit happens.
Like, I'm probably going to get hurt anyways, but, right. So, and then again, she goes into how tall he is because you know how important that is. And then it's back into the chorus again, but she does say, but when we've had our very last kiss, my last request is, and she goes into the same thing about, remember me, hope that you'll remember me. And then we'll go on and she has, you see me in hindsight, tangled up with you all night, burn it down. Someday when you leave me, I bet these memories will follow you around. So, again, just kind of that same concept. I don't know. It's weird to me. I've never experienced this where I'm just like, well, fuck it. This is going to end, but I'm going to go full throttle because I'm a very cautious person. So I don't totally understand that, but I give her credit. I mean, maybe just thinking it's almost like she's starting knowing it's going to end. And I just am the kind of person that would be like, let's not start. That's just me. I'm just a realist about things like that. So, you know.
All right, straight up. My 21st year on this earth, this was me.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was hurt by a young lady who shall remain nameless. And my reaction to this was just to not commit to anything for close to a full year. I wasn't always upfront with those intentions. But yeah, I found myself in these situations where I would be having to break things off rather quickly, and the other person not understanding. And yeah, it's interesting to see this from the other perspective of someone who's going in knowing it's going to be short term and saying, well, I bet these memories are going to follow you around. That's very Stevie Nicks in the lyrics.
Yes.
The sound of my voice will haunt you. You know, the landslide will bring you down when you see my face, fucking mountains.
That is true. That's awesome. I didn't even think about it that way. Well, that's what I'm saying. I give her credit because, hey, she's not acting like a victim in it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that's the thing a lot of times with my girlfriends or guy friends or whatever. It's like they'll come back like they're a victim. And then I'll be like, well, what did they say? Like, because I'm so nosy. And I'm like, well, what led you to believe that it was going to be anything else? Like, well, I just hoped, or I was thinking, and it's like, but some people are very direct about their intentions. And I think women, us, women more than men, we try to hope that, well, they'll change their mind, or they'll want to, they'll want what I want if I just stick it out or do things their way. But it's like, in the end, I think people respect you more if you stand up for, no, I mean, this isn't for me. And that's fine. They'll move on, or some guys take that as a challenge too, I guess. That could kind of go both ways. But
see, I think guys, and I thought this back then too, guys who would intentionally prey on emotions and tell girls they loved them just to sleep with them or whatever, I have no respect for that kind of behavior at all.
Yeah.
So I thought that I was justified by not going that far and just be like, hey, I think you're cute. Why don't you come over? And things happen. And I'm like, all right, well, we're done here.
Gosh.
And I sound like such an asshole. And I get that now that I absolutely was. But back then, I just didn't know relationships. So,
yeah.
I didn't know how to handle that. The concept of slowing down. As when you're a kid, you're the fat kid wants his candy bar, damn it. He's going to get his candy bar. That was me.
Yeah.
Thankfully, that hasn't been me for a very long time. But, it's rough, man.
See, and I'm always like cautious of that with people because I feel like when you're hurting, like I don't want to hurt someone just because I'm hurting. I'm just really overthink that kind of stuff. But I think a lot of people take the opposite of like, I'm hurt. Now I'm just going to be selfish and do what makes me feel good regardless of how it makes other people feel. You know what I mean? And I just have like a thing where I'm like, I feel so bad, and I have to hurt somebody or something that happened. I feel so horrible about things like that, way unnecessarily, honestly. So, but we're all different. I think some of that's men and women. There are women that are like that. I'm not going to say there's not, but I just think men are a little bit more. They can do what you do.
I do. My goodness, Kelly throwing bold accusations.
I meant to say did.
My God.
21-year-old Steve, it's fine. That's normal. I think
2003, watching SmackDown on UPN, drinking my Mountain Dew Livewire. That was my shit. But, and I did. I would feel bad every time. I wasn't a just disappear kind of person. I was more of this isn't working. I would have the talk, but it was too late every time.
Oh, so you wouldn't just I guess by today, I don't know what they called it back then, but you wouldn't just ghost people. You would be like, hey, this is what's up. I'm not into you.
Yes.
Or whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
That's very mature of you. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, which still wasn't great, but, I would rather do that than just keep up the facade just because you don't want to hurt someone or just because you're getting something out of it. If it's not there, it's not there. No reason to prolong the inevitable.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I think that's kind of where old T. Switty here is going with her lines. Just, hey, someday you're going to leave me, and I know that, but these memories are going to follow you around. You're going to remember me looking good at my peak here, right after the fella from One Direction does what he's going to do.
See? But, I'm with her. Like, I want someone to see me in a good light and be like, yes, thank you. I wanted you to enjoy your time with me.
Thank you for
so I can relate to this. Huh? What'd you say?
Yeah. I can't remember now, 10 episodes in already, if I've referenced this on the show. I know I have to you in private conversation. At that same time, and this is probably what indirectly led to me being a dick, I read a book written by Violent J of the Insane Clown Posse. And the only thing that really stuck with me from that book, I thought it was just hilarious that a clown wrote a book. But he talked about how they weren't as popular by the time this book had come out in 2003 that they were 5 years earlier. And how people would come up to him like, hey, I was really into you guys when I was 15 or so. And he didn't get offended by that. He said, if he was able to bring you enjoyment, even for one summer, then he was happy that he had a positive effect on your life. And that was how I started looking at people. Hey, if you stick around, great. However, if we're just going to cross paths incidentally, I hope I've made a positive impact and that you think about our time together fondly. With friends, with relationships, with coworkers, with anybody. That is still kind of how I look at things. Every relationship isn't going to stick with you forever. I don't have the same friends I had when I was 10 years old. Life takes you different places. I just hope that 90% of the people I've encountered, look at me in favorable terms.
Yeah.
And Taylor Swift here is hoping for the same, that if we have a short-term thing going on, hopefully, I won't regret this, you won't regret this. It's a chapter of our lives that, that we'll look back on fondly.
That is perfect, Steve. I think you summed the song up good.
Yeah.
Insane Clown Posse. Yes, I have heard that story. It's a good one.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to touch on here with Wildest Dreams?
No, I'm good.
All right, guys. On the opposite end of the spectrum today, here we have Jay-Z and Memphis Bleek. This is from the 1998 album Volume 2, Hard Knock Life. This song is called Coming of Age, the Sequel. I picked this song for a few reasons. I like hip-hop, obviously, but there aren't a whole lot of good storytelling songs, where there are, but the ratio is just way off. This song has a lot going on. It's good storytelling. It's a deeper song than it appears to be on the surface. It's about relationship roles changing, a possible real-life heel turn brewing. I mean, it's kind of heavy, which is funny because it's about a couple of drug dealers encountering each other.
Yeah.
But this is one of those I had to kind of. As soon as we had the idea for the show, it was probably the third song I wrote down on my list of songs I wanted to deep dive.
Wow.
Now, Kelly, I know you likely weren't familiar with the song going in.
No.
One thing I did want to.
Is that shocking to you? I do love Jay-Z, though. I'm a fan of Jay-Z, but no, I had not heard this until you sent me the lyrics, and then it's in my Apple Music now, though.
All right, a couple of brief things I want to touch on before we get started. The real life relationship probably still is, I'm not sure. Jay-Z and Memphis Bleek. Jay was the guy that made it, and Bleek was his young boy, for lack of a better word, and I mean that in the Japanese wrestling sense, that the young up-and-comer being groomed to take the spot one day. It didn't really happen with Memphis Bleek, ever. This is 20 years ago. As far as I know, Memphis Bleek is probably still living in Jay-Z's pool house. He never really made his own empire.
Are they friends still, you think, or you don't know?
I think as recently, the most recent reference I could find was in 2005 or 2006, when Jay-Z did the Diamonds from Sierra Leone remix on Kanye's album. He said Bleek could be one hit away his whole career. As long as I'm around, he's a millionaire. He's acknowledging, all right, this is my friend. I'm taking care of him no matter what.
Okay.
He even said, even if I die, he's in my will somewhere, so he can just kick back and chill somewhere. He's acknowledging, no, this guy's the main man. Don't fuck with him. He's with me.
Okay.
And this is a sequel. I don't know if you listened to the original Coming of Age. Did you?
Mm-hmm. I did.
No shit.
I did. On accident. I do. But no, I listened, and then I was like, well, let me check if that's it. And then, yeah. So I did listen to it just once.
Yeah, well, that song's more about how they got to this point. Jay-Z is kind of the kingpin of his area, recognizing a young hustler who's got a lot of the same attributes that he had, somebody he takes under his wing a little bit. And that brings us to where we are now. Did you happen to pick up on what kind of a time frame this song is taking place in?
No.
All right.
What do you?
It's actually on the same page here as the lyrics. It's from the liner notes of the album. That essentially all of this is happening within about 30 seconds.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like a year. Okay,
No.
yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
It's essentially Jay-Z's meeting with Memph, and he senses something's off, and it's just kind of the thoughts going back and forth with them as they're trying to make their next move.
Okay.
So let's get on with it then. Starts out with Memphis Bleek. Time to come up, hold my own weight, defend my crown. Got to lock it down when they rush. So essentially saying, all right, I've been the low man in this situation. It's time for me to come up, hold my own weight. Time for me to essentially take over this empire. And then they go back and forth a little bit with, this is going to sound so ridiculous with my super Caucasian voice here.
And Kentucky accent. No.
That's right. Memphis Bleek, baby. Memphis, Tennessee. All right. Cocaine whiter now. Operation is sweet. Whole game tighter now. Moving a brick a week. Plus, redacted's price is down. With them redacteds at sea. Time to start the arising now. I don't know what's wrong with Bleek. So, essentially what we got here is, for the sake of this song, may or may not be real life. I don't know. That's their money. It's their business. I ain't no fucking snitch. They're dealing with significant amounts of cocaine.
Yes.
Especially if you're a neighborhood dealer moving a brick a week. That is not insignificant money.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about cocaine, so I was thinking I don't really know how much a brick of cocaine is, but that seems like that's a lot.
A literal brick-sized container of cocaine.
Okay. I mean, I know, so you just got to do a little bit of that line. So it's like, seems like a lot.
Plus, at the
I've
same
not
time,
seen this.
because they're moving so much product, they're keeping their prices down and keeping themselves in demand.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot of money coming in, a lot of drugs coming in. Memphis Bleek saying, time to start the rising now. So he's like, all right, I want control of this. And Jay-Z recognizing as he approaches him, all right, something's wrong with him, but I'm not sure what. So here's a fun little reference from a very specific, 6-week period. Starting with Jay-Z. It seems like I'm Keenan, picking up on the vibe that he ain't too happy, I could just see it in his eyes. Did you understand that Keenan/Vibe reference?
No.
All right, way back in 97, 98. Are you familiar with the Vibe magazine?
Yes.
All right, there's a late-night television talk show from the same people who do Vibe magazine. They're just called Vibe or Vibe Tonight or something like that. And
Okay.
Keenan Ivory Wayans was the host.
Oh, well, I did think that was probably about him, but I was like, that's a weird assumption. Okay.
So it seems like Keenan picking up on the vibe. That is just the most dated of references. It's like when you hear songs from 2001 and they're talking about two-way pagers.
Yeah.
All right, that he ain't too happy, I could see it in his eyes. I don't know if it's the chicks or how we dividing the loot. Time to pay his ass a visit before he decide to get cute. Jumping out like a star with the Flavis car, matching the gator shirt, softer than my next door neighbors. All right, so he's painting the picture here. He's got money, essentially.
Yes.
He's got alligator shoes, the best looking car.
Yeah.
But he's recognizing that there's a situation here where Memphis Bleek needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
Once you get dissension in your ranks, it is best to attack that dissension head on. And in this world of drugs and money, oftentimes that means someone is going to get hurt or killed.
Yeah.
Anything you want to contribute to that?
No, I just had never, I mean, this is not even relevant. I was like, what's a gator shirt? I've never seen one. But anyways, no, I have nothing to add on this.
All right, these young redactors think I fell out the loop because the last time they see me hopping out the coop. Excuse me. The site I'm using has some words missing here and there I'm seeing. But essentially, they're thinking that because he was coming out of a smaller car last time, that they thought he was falling off. You see a lot of the especially the older heads out there in the game, they got the big Cadillacs. That's how they floss. They show off with their, big suits, big money, big cars. Everything's bigger. You have to have the most presence in your area to let everybody know you're the big dog, so to speak. And because the last time they saw him, he was jumping out of a, fucking Honda Accord or something.
I was thinking a Honda Civic because that was one of my first cars I bought. And I was like, why is he? I could afford a Honda Civic when I was like 20 years old and I was making, I don't know, $10 an hour. So I was like, why is he driving that car?
All right. And then they go over to Memphis Bleak. Look at this redacted Jay Frontin trying to take my shine. I didn't say this verbally, just had some shit on my mind. So he sees Jay-Z pulling up in this big-ass car with his matching shirt and all that shit. Mm-hmm. But he's standing out there doing all the work. He's the one moving the product. Mm-hmm. While Jay's getting all the money. So he's like, all right, fuck that, this isn't right,
Yeah.
I think we can all relate to a workplace environment where we are more valuable than our compensation.
Yes.
And you want to move up in the ranks, be a supervisor, be a boss, be the fucking head fry cook. Whatever it is in your world, you want to move up and take whoever's making that money. You want to take their spot.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like, and this is probably really bad to say because I'm a manager, but I feel like I do way less than everybody else. I don't mean it that way, but it's just your job accountability is different. You know what I mean? Like they're like working and doing more, but at the end of the day, I'm responsible for everything. You know what I mean? But it's like as far as actual work, and that's just kind of the way it goes in life, is like some people don't want to move up to that point. So you're going to be doing like this grunt work, you know what I mean? But you can be resentful of the people above you, because of that. But then a lot of those people don't want to be, well, I don't know what Jay-Z's responsibility is at this point, but they don't want to be in that position either, right. Whatever he's having to deal with. So
something that may be leading to the changing of the thought processes. It says, plus I'm puffing like an ounce more than I used to puff. Taking advice from these redacted Zay used to stuff. So not only is he moving product, he's out there using it too.
Yeah, I think that's,
It sounds more like he's smoking weed, but
that's what I was wondering. I don't think that cocaine, I'm not the drug expert, but I was thinking it was marijuana.
Yeah, if he's smoking crack on the block, first off, his technique is very poor. And secondly, if you got a break in your pocket and you just want to keep making more crack, you're going to go through your profits pretty quickly.
Yeah, but it could be smoking, but I don't know that I don't know anything about the weight of drugs, how they go. So I was thinking this was marijuana.
Yeah, he wouldn't be the most efficient drug dealer if he's out there high on crack.
Yeah, doing speedballs and stuff. It's not going to be good. So, yeah.
All right. Taking advice from these redacteds that use the stuff. Had me thinking shit, I'm the one that moves the stuff. Why he drives around town in brand new coupes and stuff. Swear to God, they had me practically hating his guts. As he approached, I spoke Jigga, what up? So, first off, this is probably why Memphis Bleak has been in this game for 25 years and not done a damn thing. He has said stuff 3 times. Terrible form. That is not proficient rhyming right there. But I mean,
Jay-Z could help him have better songs. He could help him.
Beats his head against the wall every night, thinking, "Why doesn't this idiot listen to me?"
Yeah, that's probably it. We all have that friend.
Jay-Z literally had an album called The Blueprint. Like, I'm giving you the fucking tips you need to succeed in this game. I'm the most successful artist of my generation. Please listen to me. Get out of the guest house and into the penthouse.
Yeah. And I'm giving you money so you have free time. You could write and work on whatever you want to.
Nope, he's out there playing Madden. Happy he's Jay-Z's friend.
Well, I think about that. Like, I've thought about that. Like, if I really was super wealthy or, like, won the Powerball or something crazy, then you have to, like, have people to hang out with. You know what I mean? So now you're taking care of, it's just kind of crazy. Now you're taking care of your friends, I guess.
So, but he's getting high. He's out there moving the stuff. But at the same time, he's dealing with people who don't know what's happening behind the scenes at all. But at the same time, they're getting in his head like, hey, man, you're the one out here moving the product. Why has he got the nice cars and the fancy jewelry and all that shit when you're the one out here risking yourself? It's that's how a lot of turns happen. You get somebody else in your ear kind of pumping you up one way or the other. So now we have Memphis for the chorus. I done came up, put my life on the line, soaked the game up. Now it's my time to shine. Time to change up. No more second in line. 98, these streets is mine. So yeah, it's just kind of reiterating that he's made up his mind to where now, he's going to take over this empire. And then we go to Jay-Z, who's now acknowledging that he sees Memphis Bleek there. Look at that fake smile he just gave me. It's breaking my heart. Should I school him or pull the tools out and just break him apart? I felt this hatred was harsh for this faking shit start. I should take him in the back of the building and blaze him. Like, holy shit, he's not fucking around.
No. That's why Jay-Z's the boss.
Exactly. You got to make the tough decisions.
He's like, no, we're going to take care of this.
I could fire you or I could take you behind the building and ODL your ass.
And I feel like in those situations, you really might die. You got to be careful.
Here's the thing: if you're dealing with such illegal activities, you can't risk someone defecting from your camp and talking.
Yeah.
Your second in line's got a lot of information that other people would like to have, either authorities or rival gangs or whoever. But he's still presenting the option, though. Should I school him? Should I sit him down and talk to him and figure this out? Or should I just say fuck it and put two to his head?
Yeah. He probably is saying the first one because they've probably been friends since they were kids or whatever. You know what I mean? So you want to think you can trust somebody.
Yeah, you want to think that, but, friends change, unfortunately, and especially with this kind of situation where jealousy is involved, a lot can happen.
Oh, hell yeah. Yep.
She hit her with the Stone Cold Steve Austin, oh, hell yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I didn't. I promise.
All right, so then we go back to Bleek. Says, this redacted Jay, he ain't slow. He must have picked up on the vibe that had I not been so high, I would have been able to hide.
Yeah.
So he's acknowledging, all right, I'm not in the best headspace right now. Said, try to cover up myself as I gave him a 5, hugged him as if I loved him to the naked eye. It would have seemed we was the closest, but those that know us could see that something was about to go down. And then we go back to Memphis saying, stay focused.
Yeah.
So right away, Jay's walked out of the car, walked up on him and hugged him. But, sometimes you can feel this just in everyday life that things are weird, things are different.
Yes.
This vibe is different. It's something's changing here. I don't know what it is just yet, but we got to figure this out.
For sure, yeah.
Especially with, we said, had I not been so high, I would have been able to hide. It reminds me of someone who's pulled over for drunk driving and they try to speak extra clearly to the officer.
Oh, I know. But, I feel like when I get pulled over, I'm, going to go to jail and I don't have any, I can't imagine if I was actually drunk or stoned or, had a warrant because my heart starts racing. I'm like, I'm going to get arrested for something. And I don't even know why I think that, so.
I was in line at the grocery store once, 3 a.m., just drunk, buying a DiGiorno's pizza. Because I wanted to go home and eat a pizza, right?
Who drove you there?
That's irrelevant to the story, Kelly.
Okay. Oh, my gosh.
But while I'm buying the pizza, there's a police officer in line behind me. I'm not driving. I'm not sitting in a vehicle. I'm standing at a checkout at Kroger. And I thought for sure this cop was going to arrest me because I'm sure he could smell the booze on me.
Drunk in public.
Yes. So I was super nice to him. Very carefully took my money out of my wallet so as not to drop anything. So yeah, I couldn't imagine being behind the wheel drunk and having to deal with somebody who could take you down like that.
I probably would have just bought his stuff too. Let me get your drink.
Yeah. Let me buy your Mountain Dew Code Red and your Butterfinger BBs there for you.
Yeah,
officer.
let me buy that for you.
All right, so go back to Memphis Bleek. Stay focused. He's trying to pep talk himself.
Yes.
He's like, all right, I'm fucked up. I want to turn on my friend here. But he's reading my mind. What do I do?
Yeah.
Damn it, Bleek, figure it out. I'm trying to concentrate, but it's like he's reading my mind. Excuse me. As if he can see through this fog and all this weed in my mind. Could he see I had plans on being the man ever since we first spoke and he put that G in my hand? And I gave it back to Sholin. I was down for the cause. As he approached, what up, Bleek? And I paused. like they're just now doing the greetings, and all this has happened.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like he's even going so far as reminiscing about how the trust was established.
Yeah, yeah. And now we know he was smoking weed.
Yes. Good call back there. We got some clarification there.
I assume, but I was a little bit,
And then we just go back to the chorus again. That came up, Put My Life on the Line. We've already covered all that. And then we get kind of a weird tangent from Jay-Z. So, we wild out in Vegas, styled on haters, mouthed off to the cops out of cranberry drops. Copped whips with the same color. We tighter than brothers with different fathers, but same mothers. This life don't love us.
What?
Yeah. So, so he's reminiscing here. Like, all right, we've had good times. We were in Vegas together. We could afford to go to Vegas, even though we live in Marcy in New York. Talking shit to cops. We got matching cars. Cranberry apparently is their color of choice. But they're so close. They're like brothers, and they feel like that the world may be against them, but they have each other here. That's kind of the realization that Jay's coming to, at least. So he's leaning against putting a bullet in his head behind the building at this point.
Yeah.
Anything to contribute there, Kel?
No, I was just the same. Do they have the same moms?
No,
What's going on? Okay. I'm really caught off on that. I'm like, what is happening?
And I didn't even
like that.
pick up on that. It says, all right, it says we're tighter than brothers who have different fathers with the same mothers.
Oh, tighter than. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I could see that.
So
And
they're tighter than half brothers.
they're tighter than half. Well, hey, really, truly, like I think about this a lot. Most people that I know are not very close to their siblings as much as maybe like some of their friends. You know what I mean? Like I feel very fortunate with two of my brothers. One of them, we almost talk every day. You know what I mean? And I do not know a lot of people that have that with their siblings, but they have friends that they talk to every day. So a lot of times your friends you pick are way more like family. So I can see that. I was just thinking like, shit, they got the same mom. Okay, never mind.
All right, so Jay is saying, all right, this life don't love us, but we love each other here, damn it.
Yeah.
So till death do us, I'm never breaking my bond. We Lex movers, V12 pushers, so they're driving big cars. It's just back to that bravado bullshit. But then they go back to Bleak, who paints a pretty good picture here, I thought. As I stand, one leg of my pants up at a stance like, and what? So he just standing there still just so defiant.
Yeah.
Like, I picture just, God, like this young-ass kid out there. You've seen those kids out there who are just ballsy as all hell and just looking for a fight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He says, I know these redactors are feeding my mind cancer, but in time the answer seems mind-blowing. The Swede and Hennessy got my mind going.
Oh, now he's drinking. Okay.
Yeah, it's been a rough day for Memphis Bleak.
Okay, Hennessy nonetheless.
But he's out there just bold and looking for a fight. At the same time, his buddies are pumping him up. Like, hey, man, as soon as Jay gets here, you got to handle this. And he's been just ruminating on this all day.
Yeah, yeah.
And plus, he's drunk and high, so he's probably hyper emotional and trying to figure out his next move.
Which is sad because people, like, you get the wrong people around you anytime in life, you know what I mean? And they just start, like, making something out of nothing. You know what I mean? Like, he's just probably not hanging out with the best people for him.
Clearly.
Obviously.
He's moving bricks.
Okay, I know, but what I'm saying is, like, him and Jay-Z had probably been friends since they were, like, kids, right? And then you started hanging out with, like, other people, and they're haters or they're jealous or whatever, and they start just, like, bringing up shit that's maybe not there, getting you hyped up about nothing, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
But Hennessy is not helping this situation.
No, it's not, Cameron.
Oh, is that his drink? I'll just go ahead and say this. I don't even know. I like whiskey. I've never had Hennessy, but my mom used to drink it straight.
Ooh.
And I was like, what? Like, in her little glass. So I was like, but I've actually never tried it.
Yeah, in these circles I've been in, I've seen much Hennessy consumed. I've never partaken myself. So
yeah.
That's the homework for the next.
Is it a whiskey? Okay, yeah, we need to try it before the next show.
Homework for the next show, Hennessy, and I also have to find some sketchy moonshine to drink still.
Oh, well, I'll help you with that later.
So Kelly and I are going to Harlan, Kentucky to find some moonshine.
Some moonshine,
For
yeah.
Songs with Friends, episode 11, Down in the Holler edition.
We're going down there to tape the show.
That's right. All right. Where were we here?
Got
Steve's my
my
bonus.
mind.
Sweet Hennessy got my mind going. Trust me, redacted. I'm knowing. Chicks used to ignore me. Now, this is a wrong line here. It's in my ear saying I need 50, not 60-40 is how that should go. So he's drunk, he's high, and he's got girls that used to not pay him any mind. Now that he's got a little bit of money, they're coming around and trying to persuade him, saying, no, 60-40, that's no good. Like, you need half or you need all of it. And then we switch back to Jay-Z, who's seeing, kind of reading the room now and figuring out what's going on. All right, there's all these hangers on. You know, we have a good thing going here. Please don't turn on me here. So, oh God, don't let him control yours. Your gun is my gun. Your clip is my clip. And then essentially telling him, look, you have just as much power as I do here. I can't do this without you. And then that's where the tide turns for Memphis Bleek, who turns around with, your fun is my fun, your bitch is my bitch. I mean, that's not how me and my buddies get down. But hey,
I was gonna say, that's like the one thing that stuck out in the whole song to me was that line. I was like, ooh.
well, there's a whole subsection of hip hop here about that. We can get into on a very special episode down the road.
I'm gonna love that, I'm sure. Okay.
Oh yeah, that I'm very careful with these song choices when I go hip hop to try to avoid that kind of thing. But every now and then a line will slip in, such as this.
Yeah.
Any
It's
redacted
fine.
trying to harm Jay, I'm feeling for you. I ain't only touching you, I'm killing your crew. So, all right, at this point, they're back on good terms. And apparently, entirely through body language, now they're back on good terms. It's like they're talking to each other through their eyes.
Yes.
Like,
they
it's-
have a bond.
They do. Closer than half brothers. I don't know any half brothers that talk to each other through telepathy.
Closer than half brothers.
That's right. So then Jay-Z reassures him with blatant bullshit at the end here. Give it a year. You'll be sitting on $1 million or $2 million. Record sold, perfect your role. Yeah, that didn't happen for Memphis Bleek. 1999 was not his breakout year as much as they hoped it would be. And then we just go back into the chorus, and yeah, that's pretty much all of the lyrical content of Coming of Age, the sequel.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you see a lot of this. The general theme here of, you have two friends, and jealousy gets in the way. One friend has something that the other one has. Maybe it's an easier life, maybe it's money, maybe it's a girl, who knows? But jealousy gets there, somebody starts acting erratic, and decisions get made. And you can either reconcile or you can eliminate the problem, so to speak. And this particular story ended with a reconciliation, so yay for happy endings for Jay-Z and Memphis Bleek.
Yes. That's for sure. Yeah, I don't know. This is really weird because I Googled both of them, and I just thought this was weird because I Google people all the time, obviously. And one of the things that came up about both of them right away was how much money they were worth. And I just thought that was weird because I don't feel like I see that all the time. And it was like, it said Memphis Bleek was worth like $100,000. And then obviously Jay-Z's worth, well, it said $550 million. I think that, I don't even know if that's accurate, but it's like $550 million or something like that. I was like, oh.
It might be because he wasn't just rapping. He had a corporate job for a while as the president of Def Jam. But also anybody who's been under the Rockefeller imprint for the last X amount of years, like he's got a cut of their money too.
Oh yeah, so him and Beyonce got to be worth $1 billion.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, good times at their house.
That's right. Those are the parties we want to be invited to here on Songs with Friends.
I will never be invited to that, but I would go. We'll throw that out there.
Jay-Z, I will move a brick a week for you. No issue.
I won't do it, but you could do it, Steve.
If you come on the podcast and break down Hard Knock Life with me and Kelly,
You'll
email us at ptbnsongswithfriends@gmail.com, Jay-Z, and we will make that happen.
I'm too afraid. I'm that person that would get caught like immediately. Like I'm that person if I'm like a passenger in the car, didn't have my seatbelt on, I'm gonna get a ticket. That's just kind of shit that happens to me. So
God, do you remember? I think it was Talladega Nights when Ricky Bobby he's too scared to be a stock car driver. Like, what are you gonna do, Ricky Bobby? He said, I don't know. I'm thinking I might start selling crack.
yeah, Why not?
But I'm not like a mean crack dealer. Like, hey, how's it going? How's your day? Want to buy some crack?
Oh, that's awesome.
All right.
Oh, that's funny.
So part of what we do here is we will now reveal what we do for our next episode of Songs with Friends. Kelly went first this week, so next week I will be our lead off. And I'm choosing a song that I bet most of our listeners are not familiar with. This is from the 2006 album, This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things. This song is called Alicia, by Hold for Swank, an independent band out of Iowa.
Okay.
Let's sell. Kelly's here for Alicia. She's excited as shit about this, guys.
No, I do know. I don't know if I know this song, but I know this band for some reason. But anyways, I'll have to see.
Yeah, they had a deal for a while with MTV where their videos didn't get played on MTV, but their songs were used as background and various lead-ins for things, whether it be commercials or Road Rules Real World Challenge.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay,
yes,
then, yeah.
If you Google Hold for Swank, chances are, if you watched MTV at all in the mid-2000s, you are familiar with some of their music.
Okay. Alicia.
Okay,
got it.
Kelly,
Okay.
what song are you picking for us to break down next week?
We're gonna do a Slipknot song.
Wow.
And it's called it's called Snuff, actually. It's
So-
not very yeah.
2 Iowa bands.
We don't know what we're gonna pick, obviously. People should know that, right? Yeah, we just kind of reveal it now. So
Yeah, this
Yes.
could be the bill of the Iowa State Fair next summer. I don't know. That would be pretty sweet.
Well then hell, I'm gonna have to go.
All right, guys. Kelly, anything else you want to plug before we go?
Oh, just the same. You can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at KelJean17.
All right. You could follow me on Twitter at NotDrDeath. That's NotDrDeath. Right now, my account is locked down and private, but if you want to follow me, just send me a request. I'll probably take it. I'm a big old softy like that. You could follow the public show Twitter at PTBN_songs. And as I've referenced several times today, you can email us at ptbnsongswithfriends@gmail.com. Thanks for joining us. This was a fun week. For Kelly, I'm Steve. We will see you next time.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hey, pro wrestling announcer Kevin Kelly here. I want to make sure you are all subscribed to all the great feeds here at Place to Be Nation. It's really easy to do. Just head to iTunes or your preferred podcatcher app today and search and subscribe to the Place to Be Nation wrestling feed, which of course includes the full archives of the Kevin Kelly Show, the Place to Be Nation pod feed, and the Pro Wrestling Only feed. Subscribe, listen, and then rate us and leave feedback today. And be sure to give Justin your true thoughts. I mean, don't hold back. After all, he is kind of a jerk. Just listen to Scott.
Place to Be Nation's JT Rosero and Chad Campbell here. We want to let you know that we have a ton of great podcasts available to you on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and PlaceToBeNation.com. We offer them to you on 2 great feeds. On the Place to Be Nation wrestling feed, we bring you the Mothership, the Place to Be podcast, along with Main Event, Survey Says, the Monday Night Wars, and our monthly pay-per-view reaction show, as well as Jeff Learns Wrestling. In addition to these full-length shows, we also deliver special network podcasts and pod blasts on topics old and new.
Over on the Pro Wrestling Only feed, we dive deep inside the wrestling business with a stacked army of experts leading the way. The feed features potpourri shows such as This Week in Wrestling, Greetings from Allentown, Match of the Week podcast, and the Military Industrial Suplex. We also have shows that focus intently on certain topics like Through the Years, Worldcast, Strong Style History, Strong Style Story, and Mount Olympus. Plus, the feed has the full archives of legendary shows like Titans of Wrestling, Where the Big Boys Play, Letters from Center Stage, and Letters from Kayfabe, plus much more. And on our very popular Place to Be Nation Pop podcast feed, we offer such great shows as Talkin' Pop, the Glenn Butler Podcast Hour Spectacular, NBA Team, PTBN Play, Sunday Groove, Breaking Balls, and Lucha Undead.
As well as a veritable podcast heaven for comics fans.
With the hard-traveling fanboys, Sellers Points, Todd Weber's Conversations, Geek and Sassy, and Marvel Age podcasts.
You can find all of these current shows, plus archives of our past podcasts, including The Kevin Kelly Show, as well by subscribing to both feeds on iTunes. And while there, be sure to rate and leave feedback today. All these shows, plus others, available at PlayStation.com, where we cover pro wrestling, sports, movies, comics, plus in-depth stretch projects and more. Be sure to support our site by using PlayStation.com/Amazon when doing your online shopping, and download our free PTB Vintage Vault Refresh ebooks via the links on our site. We also want to thank our friends at Boneheads Wing Bar in West Warwick, Rhode Island, and Fall River, Massachusetts, and thehistoryofwrestling.com. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr as well. PlayStation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world.